4 shoots, 6 hours of traffic equals a burnout for sure. Pride myself in having a busy schedule. I've always prided myself in knowing how to get clients, booking them, whether it's for individual projects or retainer. But it's definitely a skill to do what you do, grow amazing at it, and not hate it eventually. I feel like if my business ever failed, it wouldn't be because I didn't have business. It'd be because I had too much and I wasn't outsourcing or getting help where I needed it. And I would just grow to hate it because I was good at it, but I was too busy to have a life of my own. And I felt some remnants of that the other day when I had these shoots. I had a documentary style filming session. I had a podcast. I had a real estate listing. And then I had an American Dream TV show that I was filming for about 4 hours. So ultimately I had about maybe 6-7 hours of filming. It was a long day. It was a really long day. Now I bring this up because I know a lot of people are not in a position where they have clients right now that follow me or that subscribe to my channel. You guys are looking for people. So for you, this is just complaining, and I don't want to complain to you, but I do want to give you some guidelines of things that I've learned so that when you do have days like this, you can just roll with the punches and you will still feel energized and you won't feel beat down like this. And I hate the phrase work-life balance because I don't think it's a true phrase. I like work-life rhythm, meaning I do have days where I'm just swamped, and that's just going to come, especially being a freelancer. You got to do what you got to do. So I don't really feel like it's balanced because if I have one day off and I have 6 days that are just chaotic, there's no type of balance in that. But I have work-life rhythm, meaning, yes, I'll have a busy day, and the next day I'll make sure that it's not the same amount of busy. I mean, I have 4 shoots. That means that's a lot of videos I have to edit. The following day, I only booked 1 project, and I had an option to book 2 more. So it could have been the same type of scenario. You do that constantly and you're just going to wreck yourself. So I don't do that. It leaves me time to relax. That leaves me time to edit and to have a social life and be here for my wife and son. So if you have those type of responsibilities and you just want to be on go, 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 I'm telling you, it's not the way. It's an easy, quick way to just lead to hating what you do. And I feel like that's when you know burnout is coming, because you're starting to hate when a client will call you or text you or ask a question. Like, you start to feel easily irritated. And as a business owner, you got to keep that in check, especially if you want to go the distance. Another thing I learned doing all this is you got to make time for yourself in that day. And that means taking breaks. That means going to get food. And it sounds like a simple thing to do, but it really isn't, especially when you're on the go. I'll have a shoot in LA and I have a shoot in Upland. And I know that if I stop to eat, then traffic is just going to build up from that distance, and it'll go from a 45-minute trip to an hour and 30 easily. And I'm not always in the mood to eat a burger and fries, so I try to look for healthier options, and it's just not the case. I try to eat food that doesn't make me sluggish as well, because I don't want to be having a full day ahead of me and I feel sluggish because I ate a burger that's just sitting heavy. But make sure you're making time to eat. Make sure you're making time for yourself to take a break and just kind of decompress, even if it's for 30 minutes. Like, you just never know what that'll do for you. And as entrepreneurs, we don't do that. We go from this 9 to 5 where we're forced to take breaks. And for some reason, we don't learn the necessity of taking a break in our day when we have a busy schedule. So do that for yourself. It's so necessary, because you're going from one personality to another when you're dealing with clients, and you don't want to be great for the first one, kind of okay for the second, and then your attitude starts to come out in the third and fourth. Like, that's just not okay, and it's not their fault. Another thing is plan accordingly. Like, the day before I have shoots like this, I'm going through my shot list and I'm going through my equipment check, because every shoot was different, meaning they all required something different. And my first shoot required my FX6. My second one required my FX3 and my A7S III with my A10 Mini Pro, because it was a podcast. I had my director's monitor. I had to make sure I didn't forget a hard drive. Then my following shoot required my FX3 and my A7S III, because it was a real estate listing. So I had to take pictures and video and a drone. Then my last one, I used my Rhino 4D because I needed stabilized footage, and I just didn't really feel like carrying extra equipment like the gimbal. So I just used that camera. It was wide enough and it was stable enough. So throughout that entire day, I would have been thinking about all of these things had I not prepared the day before. And this matters even if you just have one camera, because you can forget batteries with one camera. You can forget to charge them. You can forget memory cards with just one camera. You can forget it right in your computer, right in the SD card slot, and just go to a shoot, open that camera up, and it says no card. So don't think that just because I have a lot of equipment that I have to do this. You have to do this regardless, just so that you stay prepared for what's coming at you. But we're going to wrap this one up. I really appreciate you guys commenting, you know, sharing, liking, all that stuff matters. My YouTube is growing faster than I thought, and I'm actually getting some people sponsoring and wanted me to review some of their products. So I'm going to try to keep it business related products, stuff that can help you as a freelancer and if it's worth buying. So that's where I'm going to attack it. But overall, keep asking questions, write in the comments what you want to know, and I'll make sure I get to it in a decent amount of time. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one.